Hello there and welcome. If you've been feeling really unfocused and a little bit overwhelmed and just with a fuzzy brain recently, and you've been feeling bad about it because everybody is saying how this is a marvelous opportunity to learn and to do something that you have been behind on, and we can all be productive through this time, then this message is for you. I've been noticing how much good or how many good intentions I've had recently with catching up with this, catching up with that. I've had so many courses that I still want to go through and perhaps revise or finish, complete that I haven't actually completed. And I just haven't been able to do any of it. I noticed how my brain was feeling a bit fuzzy. I was reluctant to actually get into something. And there were actually so many tasks that I thought, this is a fantastic time. I can do this, I can do that. I want to publish a journal. I want to get cracking on a few ebooks that I want to write and publish on Amazon Kindle. I was just like so excited. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have time for all of these things. And none of them has happened yet. And I really noticed a fuzziness, a very unfocused feeling that I had. And I thought, what is going on here? I thought this could be such a productive time for me to get a whole bunch of things done because I'm not that busy with appointments at the moment. Well, about 2 nights ago, I drew a card from my Osho pack. And I drew this card, and it was the card of sorrow. And in reading it, it said, sorrow is, of course, it's uncomfortable, it's painful, but the deeper we can go into sorrow, the deeper our transformation can be. And what I thought of immediately was actually, I think I'd not been actually focusing on what like all the emotions that I have been feeling throughout this coronavirus pandemic time. I have been doing a lot of tapping. I've hosted group calls and they've been all very helpful, but there's more. And then this afternoon, I talked to a lovely friend, colleague of mine, who I'll introduce you to at some stage, how we are also feeling the collective. And the collective, the waves of grief, fear, sadness, especially the grief and the loss and the sadness of it all, those waves keep coming. So yes, I could have perhaps released a few waves, and there's more of it. There's just more of it, and that's okay. So what I did on Monday night was to sit with all of it. I just put aside everything. I put my phone away. I put the books away I wanted to read. I did not even tap. I just sat there and invited myself to focus on the feelings that I'm having. And some deep waves of sadness came up for me. Just, it felt like out of nowhere, but of course, I'd been sitting on those feelings and not feeling them. So I sat with that, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes or so, just inviting myself to think of all the things that I feel sad about right now. There's a lot. It feels like our whole world has changed. Everything that we knew had changed. And it feels like in the blink of an eye. It's a lot of things to get used to. Some people in my call had shared that they had dreams for their retirement, wishes, goals, hopes and dreams for their retirement, and it is now, and everything has suddenly changed and they cannot live those dreams now, and everything that they'd worked for all their life feels like it's been for nothing. Of course, it may or may not be true, but that's the way it feels. And if we don't honor the feelings, we deny or suppress them, we cannot get past them. So I invite you to do the same. Just see if you've been feeling unproductive, unfocused, all of those things, and you're blaming yourself for it. It may be that that was true for me, that my subconscious mind was trying so hard to process all these things that I wasn't bringing out into the conscious, that of course my brain didn't have a lot of bandwidth to stick to my goals, my plans, my priorities, and my schedule for the day. There was too much going on under the surface. We only have so much bandwidth in our brain. And if a lot of it is being used up by some parts that are not the planning, focusing part, then we're going to have trouble to stick to our goals, intentions, our schedule, our calendar. So perhaps that's something that you could try, is just see, where have I not been feeling what it is that is really true for me? Just sit with that a little bit. Maybe journal. Let some of the feelings flow. We sometimes think that if we're going to dive into those feelings, they will never stop, or we're going to drown in them. It's not true. Except with trauma. And with trauma, we absolutely need to know what we're doing and taking it little chunks so that we don't get overwhelmed. But usually, even with grief, yes, it's uncomfortable, it's painful. We don't like feeling those feelings, but they're useful. And what we don't feel, we cannot heal. So I invite you to just consider this perspective, that there is a lot going on in our subconscious mind right now, trying to process things. And perhaps it might be useful to bring it out into the conscious, into the light, where you can look at it, either with some tapping or just journaling, or just allowing yourself to sit there and think it and feel it. If you need help to manage your emotions, then please do contact me. That's what I do best. But perhaps you can just allow yourself to really, really be with the difficult things instead of denying it, because ultimately it pops out somewhere else. So I hope that was helpful for you. I wish you well. I wish you calmness and resilience through this difficult time. My name is Liesl Tevisham, and I work with sensitive introverts who want to feel more comfortable and calm in the spotlight. See you soon, and thank you for watching.